To hear from Gabe and Jill Pearson, top leaders in LifeVantage who knew nothing of this beautiful profession of network marketing. I knew nothing of it either. I worked and told people what to do, or I was told what to do when I did it. That's what I mean. I was told what to do. We don't tell anybody what to do. We just share a system and share our passion and meet people where they're at in their life. But you're going to get big vision today on many levels with your health. That's first and foremost. And then also, how do I do this? You're going to hear from two of the very, very best leaders of this company. They flew here from Florida. And their moms and dads as well, their children are now in their 20s. My kids were 10 and 12 when I started this business. And just from my home. And it was because I watched an ABC News report. So Gabe, I'm going to bring you on up, let you take it over.
Thank you,
and share, and we'll show you the ABC. And just, his story is so impactful, so powerful. So I'm going to make the Zoom camera big so that you can see that you're on.
Okay.
And thank you
Let's
for being here.
Let's do it.
I'm so happy.
Thank you for having me. All right. Good morning. All right. So who is listening to us for the first time today? Okay, great. This is for you guys, okay? My story is I'm going to bring you all the way back to 2009. We owned a wellness company, and in 2009, not sure if you remember that economic debacle or not, we lost 3 six-figure contracts in 30 days. I mean, we had a company about the size of like this, and in 30 days, it was the size of that, all right? But it's really interesting. I touched on this last night when, you're open and you always under-promise, over-deliver in what you do, and you have some integrity and credibility, that universe stays open for you. And our universe opened with a telephone call. I was asked to be a keynote speaker in Atlanta, so I went up there to try to drum up some new business and try to retool our company, because we were literally on that proverbial wall of worry, I mean, we were on our hands and knees praying for something. And after my keynote, a complete stranger who was a LifeVantage consultant for less than a week was mentored by my upline very, very well. She had the courage to walk up to me after my keynote and ask me if I've ever heard of a product called Protandim. Now, I've been in the fitness space at that time in 2009 over 30 years, and I've never endorsed a product. And I'm telling you, if there wasn't 8 to 10 people waiting in line to speak to me behind her, I most likely would have turned around and walked away from her, but I couldn't. And the next thing came out of her mouth gave Jill and I the choice to walk away from a 30-year career in 22 months later. And that was, would I be willing to watch a 9-minute video on an ABC primetime investigative report? And I'm going to show this to you in a second. So I get home, I watch this video, and the precise moment this world-renowned scientist, Dr. Joe McCord, gives John Quinones his blood test results, the hair on the back of my neck literally was standing on end. And I remember elbowing Jill, I go, honey, that hasn't happened yet. That's history in the making. And if we can validate this, I think I found a solution to our financial challenges. So at that time, we were just finishing up doing some work with the Mayo Clinic. And I developed a great relationship with those doctors. Since I've never endorsed a product before, I called one of these docs and said, listen, I need your help. If you're going to put your precious name behind a product, where would you go to validate it? He did not send me to the University of Google. Okay, that's precisely where you don't want to go, by the way, unless it's Google Scholar. He sent me to where they go to get their answers, and it was the National Institutes of Health. He says, type in the name of the product in the search bar, and if you get a hit, I want to know more about this. So the long short of it is 4-6 weeks later, after me going back and forth with him, understanding a little bit more each time I was talking to him, once he validated that product for me, that's all I needed. I didn't go to one of the most prestigious medical schools in this country. I wasn't working for one of the most prestigious hospitals in this country. I was a fitness dude. And if it was good enough for this guy, it was good enough for me. So I checked the box, started taking the product, and I just focused on learning how to become a professional in this business. 22 months later, we are writing our last payroll check and pursuing this full time. That was July 31st, 2011. Imagine the lifestyle since 2011, 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. You don't have to show up to go, get paid. You can work on your own terms. You can be your own boss, and we just grew a massive business. So what I want to start this morning, I want all of you, especially the guests in the room, to watch the same video that I watched. And I want you to pay close attention to John Quinones' blood test results. You will be witnessing history in the making, all right, if you watch this back in 2005. Now, something's kind of funny between all of us. The video's archaic. The music's kind of opty-dope, it's, the video itself is, beat up or whatever. But when you're watching this, what I want you to understand is that video took this company from 3 million in 2005 to over 200 million, well, actually, when we became a network marketing company, it was 2009. So think of 2009, not when the video started, but we were doing $3 million a year in 2009. From 2009 to 2012, 3 million to 200 million. So that is a very important tool. And for those of you that own your own business, I'm sure you would love ABC News come knocking on your business door and says, hey, listen, we've been hearing nothing but great things about your business. We'd like to do a positive spin on it. How much bigger could you grow your business with that? That's what we have in this space. Does anyone else have that? So I want you to be thinking as the video's over, be thinking from an entrepreneurial standpoint. Think bigger, think faster. Think about what we have that no one else has, because that's what I saw in 2009 when I saw that video, okay? So let me get this started for you.
Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, Doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
The scientific evidence is there. The pieces seem to make sense. The question is, does this translate into something that humans can take advantage of?
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching Protandim for the company.
Are you saying that this could be a cure-all?
You're looking at something that will have a small impact, but an important impact.
We make no claims about curing any disease or preventing any disease. We hope that when enough studies are done, perhaps such claims might be able to be made in the future.
Clinical studies to assess Protandim in both diabetes and heart disease should start in 3 to 4 months. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
Major universities and government agencies initiated and continue self-funded studies following the ABC Primetime Investigative Report you just viewed that originally aired in 2005. These studies continue to reveal more scientific evidence about Protandim's unique benefits. They are published in major scientific and medical journals. The next video will bring you up to date.
Developed after 40 years of research and exclusively for LifeVantage, Protandim is a true scientific breakthrough in anti-aging. Protandim has been reported on ABC, NBC, and PBS, featured in the Wall Street Journal, and described in CNN Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta's book, Chasing Life, The Quest for Immortality. Protandim's creator, Dr. Joe McCord, is a world-renowned scientist and a pioneer in free radical biology. Dr. McCord is the discoverer of the key anti-aging enzyme superoxide dismutase. His role in the discovery is so significant, the enzyme is measured in McCord units. For Dr. McCord's discovery of superoxide dismutase and his contributions in free radical biology, he was awarded the Elliott Cresson Medal. This medal is awarded to distinguished inventors and scientists, putting Dr. McCord in the same company as Pierre and Marie Curie, Alexander Graham Bell, Orville Wright, and Henry Ford. Dr. Joe McCord has devoted his life's work to the study of free radicals, their role in aging, and the many problems associated with aging. Consumers spend billions every year on antioxidants in the form of food and supplements, hoping to reduce these free radicals. But antioxidants from these sources can only eliminate one free radical for every one antioxidant molecule you consume. Protandim is scientifically proven to slow cellular damage caused by free radicals. Taking one Protandim 1 time per day for 30 days turns on these anti-aging enzymes in your body. Your own enzymes eliminate free radicals at a rate of 1 million to 1.
I think any other supplements that are designed to be antioxidant supplements probably are no longer needed because Protandim solves that problem in a much more effective way.
Protandim is a breakthrough poised to revolutionize the anti-aging industry. It is an entirely new and scientifically validated way to fight aging, reducing your oxidative stress levels to that of a 20-year-old after just 30 days.
We found, as many other scientists have documented, that there is a progressive increase in T-bars in your blood the older you get. When these same people took Protandim for 30 days, the age-dependent increase in lipid peroxidation was completely eliminated. After Protandim, we could no longer distinguish the 80-year-old from the 20-year-old.
Protandim is protected by 3 U.S. patents. Universities around the world continue to initiate and fund their own studies of Protandim and to evaluate how this anti-aging breakthrough can prevent and improve many of the hundreds of problems associated with aging.
Many academic scientists at a number of universities have begun studying Protandim because it represents a new tool. It represents a way of reducing oxidative stress that wasn't available before. There simply was not a good way of doing what Protandim does. Protandim interacts with the DNA in your cells and causes the cells to make more of a set of genes called survival genes. The ingredients in Protandim were actually selected because they're largely metabolized by the liver, which does not interfere with most prescription drugs, which are generally metabolized by the kidneys. So the general answer to that is yes, it is safe. The immediate benefits of Protandim are within several days, the biochemical markers of oxidative stress begin to decrease. And while these are immediate improvements, you may not sense that these things are happening, just as you can't sense what your cholesterol level is if it's high or low. But nonetheless, these benefits start happening within days of taking Protandim. The advantages to taking Protandim in the long term are that it protects your body from the relentless progression of free radical damage as we age. The anti-aging aspect of Protandim is one that accumulates over time, so the longer you take it, the more protection you will sustain. Missing a dose of Protandim is not a big problem. It takes about 2 weeks for the effects to go away, so if you miss it for 2 weeks, you're pretty much back to where you started from.
Fascinating, huh? I mean, I haven't seen that video in so long. I just get all fired up. I mean, it just, it's incredible. The addition, you know, the update obviously is still outdated, all right? We now have, I believe we have 7 patents on Protandim, not 3. Now there's literally, I think there's 30 peer-reviewed published studies on the product, and the operative word is product, not ingredients that's in the product, and that is massive in itself alone. So what we know today, you didn't hear the word NRF2 activator, did you? You didn't hear the word activation or nutrigenomics. So we're so much further ahead. But before I get started, what I want all of you to be thinking about, and put that entrepreneurial cap on your head, all right? And think about opportunity. This presentation this morning is not about product. We unequivocally know what it's going to do when you swallow it. I mean, it's not even up for discussion anymore. The question is, how can I take advantage of this category-creating product that in my opinion, was a 22nd century discovery that was actually made in the 21st century. We're way ahead. And there's nothing out there today that can reduce how we age, how we disease by 40% in 30 days. We're the only game in town. So think about this. If you owned your own business and there's no competition, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? It's massive. Now think about having a product in your business that no one else has, and to add a little bit of spice to it, you have ABC News. Is that a prescription for success? Yes. You know what I did to get to the top of this company was point, guide, direct, and then put someone on the phone that was smarter than me. That's all I did. And I did it over and over and over and over. Okay? So let's talk about oxidative stress. Before I get in, I got to do this disclosure. Just understand this LifeVantage, they don't guarantee, your rank success or income. This opportunity can be as big or as small as you want it to be, just like anything else in life, right? And because this is not a drug, we are a dietary supplement. We cannot say that this product cures, treats, prevents, or mitigates any disease. All right, so get that out of the way. Okay, so oxidative stress. You heard it in the video. Wear and tear, right, of the body on a cellular level. It's like rusting of an engine. Me personally, to be able to explain to people that are lay people that never heard the term oxidative stress, there's nothing better than the apple, right? Once the skin is broken, air is corrosive. It hits the apple, it turns brown. Just understand this. That is precisely what's going on every human being on this planet, right? We are aging, we are diseasing, we are cancering. And what this product unequivocally does is take the reins and does this. Pulls back on it by 40%, all right? And you can't disprove it. It's irrefutable. So what I want you to understand is oxidative stress damages the integrity of your cell. Now, if you really understand the significance of how detrimental that actually is to your body, and what you'll go online and you'll look for all the products in the world that reduces oxidative stress, right? Guess what you're going to find? One. And you own it. I own it, right? So we have exclusivity. All right, we've partnered with this publicly traded company that gives us exclusivity to be able to grow a business by sharing with people. So what I want you to understand is our body, produces a natural defense system. They're called antioxidants, and I love this slide right here. Just understand this: how God created us. The first 20 years of life, we don't age. You grow. You got too many good guys in your body. This is infant born. You've got too many good guys in your body winning the war against the bad guys, right? What happens is soon we hit 20, that's when just barely your body starts to age. Okay, so you can start to see the decline. That's 20 right there if you can't see it from here. So right there, we start to age. Look at the sharp decline from 20 to 40. How about 20 to 60, right? So for the last 60 plus years, the biggest, the best, the brightest scientists on this planet has been trying to figure out how you reduce free radical damage, or the new buzzword in the space today is oxidative stress. Just remember, oxidative stress and free radical damage is the exact same thing, right? And so, what were we taught growing up, right? Oh, antioxidants. Take your vitamin C. Eat blueberries and strawberries. And I'm not saying, listen to me very carefully here. I am not saying that we don't need them in our body, right? We need them in our body from a vitamin mineral standpoint. But what I'm sharing with all of you today is literally monumentally more important. And that's slowing down the aging and diseasing, all right? You don't see anybody today walking around with rickets, right? Our diets are replete right? You get what you need. Even though the food source in this country is probably the worst it's ever been, you don't see deficiencies, right? And diseases right now. So what I want you to understand is we have something that every single person on this planet needs, right? And we're the only game in town. So what happens is when you take Protandim, the minute you take it, Dr. McCord just said on the video, how many days? 2 or 3 days. Your body starts doing what it hadn't done since it was 20, right? And that's make more good guys. And listen to me, who has the most good guys in the end wins, okay? He said survival genes. You don't have to understand science. Does everyone know what the word survival means? When you pair that word survival to your health, do you think that sounds pretty important? I want to hear it. Boom. Yeah. Everyone that you love and care for, boom, right? This, all right? Now, the downside, because we live in such a vain society, this works inside the cell. Something foods don't do, by the way. Foods don't work inside the cell, right? This works inside the cell, all right? So it turns on this pathway called NRF2, and it starts producing what are called survival genes. Those are antioxidant enzymes, anti-inflammatory enzymes, and antifibrotic enzymes. Very, very important. And as you age, they do this. Now, this is what it looks like. I'm visual. This is 20. This is good guys. This is bad guys. We just turned 20. Before 20, good guys are up here, bad guys are down here. That's why we didn't age. But now it's 20. Well, now let's fast forward a decade. Now you're 30. The good guys are heading south. I'm going to tell you in a second how we get oxidative stress. The bad guys are heading north. So when you see a disparity between the two, that is called oxidative stress. Now, I don't even remember, I'm 65. At 30, what do you have? Dry skin behind the knee, maybe? You're still invincible, right? How about 40? Looks like this. Now you have a dadgummit, a liver spot on your face, right? 50? Now, oh my goodness, I got gray hair. What's going on? When you, listen to me, when you take this product, it does this. So I'm 65. If you're looking under a microscope at my blood, the person who's reading it will put all in money that I'm a 20-year-old because I have the amount of good guys I had when I was 20. Now think about how you felt when you were 20. Did you recover faster? Did you have any aches and pains? Right? Did you sleep better? I can go on and on and on. So this is a big, big deal right here. And what Carrie and I and all the leaders in this company want is we want people screaming at the mountaintops what we have. We're not about going and get customers. You get customers by default. All right? Customers don't go get customers. Consultants get customers. So we've been frustrated because we have this incredible company with literally the best product on the planet. And we should be at $1 billion right now. But because the product is so good, everybody's, well, that's so easy to sell me on the product. That doesn't make a dent in the dent on the value of this company. We need to take this company from 200 million, where it's at now, to 500 million. All right? So we need more soldiers screaming at the mountaintops, opportunity, what we have. Right? So, next slide. Okay? This is how Protandim was put together. All right? You have 5 plants. And the secret sauce is the synergy of the 5 ingredients that work together. And when they work together, that's the red bar, right? So you have 2 Ayurvedics, ashwagandha, which is good for reducing stress, like cortisol. It makes you feel calm, right? You have bacopa, which is mental clarity and focus. You have milk thistle, which detoxifies the liver. You have green tea extract. Most of you have heard of green tea. Thermogenic, energy, metabolism, I can go on and on and on. Anti-cancer, all kinds of good stuff. And then you have turmeric, anti-inflammatory. So this was a peer-reviewed study. So what Dr. McCord found out was the synergy of the 5 ingredients changes the chemistry. It shot up gene expression by 18-fold and was able to flip on this pathway. That was monumental. And we didn't know about that till way after the ABC Primetime News piece. So it flips on that pathway, right? So listen to me. Taking antioxidants are a thing of the past. Having your body make them is the future. So the word supplementation is a thing of the past. It's already been replaced by the word activation. You with me? So don't tell somebody, oh, I'm endorsing a supplement. No, you're not endorsing a supplement. You are pioneering a new paradigm in health called the activation of pathways. And it's your responsibility to teach every single person that you love and care for what that means, right? It's called nutrigenomics, right? The study of nutrition and whole natural compounds, foods, how it affects our genes. So it turns up your good genes and turns down your bad genes. That's what we're in the process of delivering to the world. You with me?
Yes.
Is the vision getting bigger?
Yes.
We're just not pill salesmen, okay? Oh my goodness, all right? Okay, in the video, the updated video, you saw the difference between taking them. How many do you neutralize at a time?
1 million.
No, when you take them.
1 million.
No, when you take them, you only neutralize one at a time.
yeah.
So those are antioxidants from food and supplements. Okay. So remember, when you take them, you're only neutralizing one at a time. All right. When your body's making them, you're neutralizing 1,000,000 per second. What team do you want to be on?
1,000,000%.
You want to be on the one and done team or the 1 to 1 million team? I became a millionaire saying that statement, by the way, and please start using that. And this is what I shared last night. This is how many bad guys your body makes in 24 hours, right? It's 3 times the power of 10. I think it's 23 or 24 zeros. I can't remember. 23. I was right last night? Thank you. So 3 times,
I should have brought my little.
all right, 10, 23 times. So it's this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's how many free radicals your body makes in a day. And for the last 60 years, we've been touting on blueberries and strawberries and vitamin C that neutralizes one at a time. One at a time when your body's making this.
That's a lot of berries.
Okay? So, as the video says, you have to eat 400 oranges in a day. Is that possible? I don't even think that's possible. 500 cups of broccoli. I know that ain't possible. 110 cups of blueberries or 120 tablets of vitamin C or not one bottle, one tablet. One tablet versus that. A no freaking brainer, right? So what's the average it reduces in 40%? I mean, excuse me, in 30 days? I gave you the answer. So what's 40% of 23? Right? Half of that would be what? 11? So let's say this. I'm visual. I love visual stuff. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. 40%. Bye-bye. 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 How many is that? 6, 7, 8, probably 9, maybe 10. That's because of Protandim. Bye-bye. With vitamin C, it doesn't make a dent in the dent on the 10. All right? It's an absolute no freaking brainer. And everyone says, well, let me go talk to my doctor about that. Your doctor don't even know what the NRF2 pathway is, all right? You're supposed to go teach the doctor, right? That, by the way, that's exactly what I did. And my business has probably some of the biggest, best, and brightest. So I'm telling you, folks, that's all you need to do. I can stop right now. Let's get everyone signed up that's not a consultant, and let's start working on how to become a professional in this business. Why do I have to go any further? We have something that nobody else has. What that does to your body, you can't even understand the significance of it, right? I've just been around it for 17 years, and that's why I've never missed a day in 17 years of this product. Jill touched on this last night, that we had, the fortunate luck, I'm going to say the word luck, to have dinner with Dr. Joe McCord after the Lead Academies. Probably for how long? For about a year or two, right? Until he retired.
Yeah.
So we went to dinner with this guy. I mean, we were like Goo and Gaga. I mean, it was like, I was like, okay.
I mean, we had him on a yacht in the river. I mean,
I brought him to Jacksonville, put him in front of 21 CEOs, people that I did business with in Jacksonville. I developed wellness programs, for Fortune 500 companies. I developed a nationally recognized program that reverses metabolic syndrome. I had that man on my team. Do you think that was a win? Oh my goodness, These are the universities. This is what's called third party. Do you understand what third party means? LifeVantage doesn't take the wallet and says, okay, we're going to pay you to do studies. They use their own money to pay studies, right? And they're the biggest, the best, and the brightest. Right? I made the comment last night, the American Heart Association, everyone's heard of the American Heart Association. By the way, we have 6 heart studies. They've never funded a study on a dietary supplement before. So, and they spent millions of dollars on this. Do you think they just said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it because Dr. Joe McCord discovered SOD, so we're going to do it? No, they tried to find out a reason not to do it, and they couldn't, and that's why they did the study. And there were multiple after that. It's a big freaking deal. And when you're talking to people about this business, you have to have the excitement, the belief, right, that I do about this. They just don't get it. They just don't understand how big this actually is. So you have those, okay? This is my favorite of all time. The Washington State University says we may be on the verge of a new literature on health effects of NRF2, which may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and the most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. You know what that means right there? What they're saying is NRF2 activation gets to the root cause. It gets your own body to do its own work, what your body was meant to do. It's not putting two ibuprofens in your mouth, right, to get rid of your headache 10 minutes later. That puts a Band-Aid on it. Activation finds out why you got the headache and gets rid of it. That makes sense? This is whole new science right here, okay? Okay? I want you to understand what happens when your body's out of whack and you have uncontrolled oxidative stress. Look at all the organs, everything in the body, and these are just some of the diseases. There's over 400 diseases now. And the last number that I have heard is oxidative stress is literally connected to over 98% of diseases. So if you really kind of put that together, oh my God, there's a big connection to that. You know what's interconnected, by the way? Brain diseases, Alzheimer's, dementia, depression, Parkinson's. I mean, it's interconnected. So a common sense person that has that understands the connection between the two, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the computer and find all the products that reduce oxidative stress. That's what I did. And I found one. And by the way, you'll find 2 or 3 out there, but just go to PubMed, put in that product, you see zero. You see a lot of talk. Okay? All right, so that's huge. What I want you to understand is the significance of how big oxidative stress is now. When we started in 2009, there's only 80,000 studies. Today, there's over 300,000 studies. It's massive what's going on right now. We didn't stop there, and I'm going to kind of go real fast because I know most of you in here want to figure out, okay, Gabe, we get it. How the heck do I build a business now? So what I want you to understand is Protandim NRF2. These are called Protandim, but they're different pathways. So you have Protandim NRF1, and you have Protandim NAD. All 3 of them are named Protandim, so I just say our flagship product, the anchor, the one that drives this company, has a brother and sister. right? And we know the significance when you just take this alone, you see the blue lines. Oops. By the way, the blue lines are good, right? But when you add the brother and sister together, it's the synergy between the three products that work with one another. Look at the green lines. You want the green lines affecting your genes in your body, you want the blue lines.
Green,
I don't know about you, but I want the green.
I want the green.
So it's an absolute no-brainer. I tell all my close friends, all my buddies are like, Gabe, you're 65 years old, you surf waves three times over your head. How do you do that? I'm on the Tri-Synergizer. This is an absolute no frickin' brainer. Okay? It's that simple. It's that simple, okay? So what we're finding out today is it's now the synergy of our products that work together because they're plant-driven. These are just 5 other plants than that product. These are 5 other plants than that, and they all work together, and the new science is coming out. We just had a patent coming out on this product in collagen that my jaw dropped, okay? It's big time stuff, okay? Speak of collagen. So this is an activating collagen. One has won all kinds of awards, just like this has won all kinds of awards. So what I want you to understand, every single person that you know, especially female, are taking collagen, but they're taking supplementing collagen. That is not supplementing collagen. That's activating collagen. That's getting your own body to turn on the pathway to get your own body to make its own collagen. And you know what happens when that happens? Your body doesn't make too much of it. Your body doesn't make too little of it. It makes what your body needs because it's your own body. So just have common sense. No one in here right now has any science background. Would you rather take a product that your own body makes, or would you rather add a product from outside your body into the body? It's a no-brainer. So that's what activation is all about, is getting your own body to do its own work. And the genius, Dr. Joe McCord, spent 40 years, by the way, trying to figure this out. 40, okay? And he figured out how to turn pathways on. So this is a new paradigm in health called the activation of pathways. Getting your own body to do its own work, what your body was meant to do. Not supplementing it. If you supplement it, the powder, and this is better than nothing, by the way, okay? There's just something better out there now. Your body's only going to absorb 10 to 30%. It's because the collagen protein piece is too big. It needs a second step, and that second step needs to be broken down. So when it breaks that down, your body can only absorb 10 to 30%. You know what that means? You just spent $100 on that powder, you're getting $10 to $30 worth. Is that a good deal? No. Okay? This is hydrolyzed collagen. This was liquid, right? So it skips that second step. And now your body is absorbing 90%. Would you rather have $90 of the 100 in your body? Absolutely. So this is an absolute no-brainer. Now, with this product and the collagen together, just became patented. And all these right here just shot up. All right? So that's what I want you to understand is don't be excited about this company right now. Be excited about what's about to happen, what's going on behind the scenes. I told this to Carrie last night. When we got started, all the science was in the research world for 10, 12 years. It's just poking its head out, looking like this, looking out at mainstream America. And because of what's happening right now with all kinds of integrative, complementary, preventative stuff. I said this last night, it's a big statement. I personally believe in the next 3 to 5 years, everyone's going to be activated. We're the pioneers. We're the first to be activated. Do you know what that means? Remember back in, maybe 7th grade, the pioneers selling from the East Coast going to the West Coast for the gold rush? And they were being picked off by Indians, remember? I have a lot of arrows in my back, but I'm taking those arrows out, laughing all the way to the bank, all right? People thought I was nuts when I started this business, right? It's going to happen with you or without you, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So now's the time to do something about it. You with me? How much time I got, Jill?
We need to.
Okay, this is what getting your own body to make its own collagen looks like. And there's 1,000 pictures like this. I just like that one. So I just look at this, and I look at 5 months. I look at these two.
We're at 11:30.
Okay.
That's great, though. I don't want them to end. This is so good.
This is becoming my favorite product now because I just learned that it's a prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic all in one. And if you know anything about probiotics, really the probiotic doesn't work unless you're feeding it with a prebiotic. All right, and then you fed it with the postbiotic. This is all in one. And what this product does, and the reason why this company, our company, bought that company, is because it activates pathways. This particular product right here, our P84, activates 14 gut peptides. You have to understand your gut is your second brain, and we're learning more and more about that. Now when you add this, it activates over 350 other genes. So all this science is coming. Now our R&D is at work and seeing the difference. Just like 2 or 3 years ago when we were adding collagen to this, now we have a patent. Okay, so we understand how these products work. It's really, really cool. And then this is our product line. And what I want you to understand, we have a lot of products that are NRF2 activators. Axio, I tell you what, I was scared. I take so much stuff. I made the mistake yesterday and told Dr. Brimhall that I was not taking Axio. And he scared me to death into taking it. So now I'm not going to miss a day. Oh my God. What was I thinking? This is NRF2 for the brain.
And he did it in his calm way.
Yeah, and he's so, and you guys know this, to me, this guy is one of the top docs that I look up to in LifeVantage. And if he tells me to take that product, I don't ask why. All right? All right. So NRF2 for the brain.
He joined because of Axio.
Yeah, absolutely. He saw her, her son. I mean, living proof. Axio for the pets. Okay.
Pet Tandem.
Pet Tandem for the pet.
Not Axio.
Oh, what did I say? Axio? Yes, I'm sorry.
You need more Axio.
I know, it's too much Axio. I just started taking it, I started drinking it. I can't even stop talking right now.
My dog started
and my
talking
brain's
after I
working
gave
too
it
fast.
Axio.
So you have NRF2 for dogs, okay? You have NRF2 for your skin. All right, so
the best.
I'm telling you. I mean, you look at that study, you see that P53 gene being turned off. That has everything to do with skin cancer, and that's how it became. It was just one product. Now there's 4 products. No, not at all. I said gene being turned down. Plus, I already did the disclaimer, so I'm safe. All right. Exactly. Okay, LifeVantage story. We were incorporated in '88. Nutrigenomics became really big in 2001. I told you the definition of that. The Human Genome project was completed. We introduced this product to the world. So this product has been around since 2003. We unequivocally know what it does when you swallow it. I mean, just check the box. We already know. 2009, we moved into direct sales. So what our story is, from 2003 to 2009, all of us could have bought this in a GNC store. Some Walgreens.
Even when we got started, it was.
Yeah. Actually, it was still in the GNC stores when we got started for about 4 months. So there was this product was in 1,400 GN stores, and they were averaging 1/4 of 1 bottle per month per store. Company was dying, not making any money, losing money every single year. It was only doing $3 million a year, and it was on the store shelf. So when the product's on the store shelf, you got to pay for the shelf, right? So it just needed a story attached to it. They hired a consultant. Consultant said, "Guys, easy fix. You don't even name me. Take it out of the store shelves. Put it in the oldest form of marketing, word of mouth." That's what I'm doing with all of you today. Shot it up from 3 million to 200 million in a few years, all right? And then 2012, we became publicly traded. When I started, this is a great story. When I brought Dr. McCord to Jacksonville, we were over the counter. It's called a pink sheet. Stock was at 17 cents. And when Dr. McCord, or the CEO of the company, David Brown, mentioned it was a publicly traded company, back then it was Blackberries, right? And you see all the CEOs doing this. And I'm telling you what, this is the message I got. when the CEO said it was publicly traded, they were doing this. Run away from this company, Gabe. The company doesn't have any money, right? You're not going to have any product. Run. And I had to stand up, little fitness guy that trained the companies. I had to stand up to these guys, multi-millionaires, and said, listen, with all due respect, you're looking at the financials when it was in the retail space. We're not in the retail space anymore. All right? We're in your business. How did you build your business? Word of mouth? Relationships? 3 of those guys jumped on board with me. One of them bought a piece of property in Maui, stroked a check for $5 million because he listened to me. Okay? Big deal.
The stock.
Yeah, the stock. Yeah, talk about stock. That's why I said peachy, right? So the story is really incredible. And just remember this, folks. In this business, stories sell. Forget about facts. Facts bore people. They just tell, right? Stories is what sells, okay? So I don't have to really go over this slide because you saw the updated version, what that is, who that man is, and we saw the ABC Primetime News piece. This is what corporate headquarters look like. We're debt-free. Some of the best board of directors that companies have steering our ship, helping us move in the direction. And by the way, starting in August, we have a brand spanking new CEO, which I'm really excited to meet. This is probably one of the coolest things that Jill and I have ever done. We were invited with Carrie and Maria to New York City for the closing of the NASDAQ. Super, super cool. Let's talk about the business model now. So how can you take advantage of everything I've just said? How can you incorporate that into building a business? The first thing I want you to be thinking about is no assets, no overhead, no employees. You can work from anywhere. Once you hit a certain rank, you can have your own assistant. Huge tax benefits. So think about, anybody here own their own business? Think about all the moving parts. Payroll taxes, how much it costs to operate the business. I'm not sure if the franchise or not, the franchise fee. It's insane. Absolutely insane. None of that here. We do 2 things. We get customers and we get customer getters. That's it. The company takes care of everything else. Even our website's free. If you try to build the website that we have, would literally cost you hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's there. It's for you. Okay? This is the difference between franchises, initial investment, anywhere from $250,000 to $2.5 million. Ours is $1,000. It could be a lot lower than that, but you'd be making a huge mistake. Because this is a duplication business, and people are going to ask you how you came in. Okay? Think about this. What kind of business both of you own?
Photography.
Okay, so how much it costs for cameras and a building and everything they have, developing, all that stuff? You think, was it more than $1,000?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. $1,000, folks. And what's incredible, you get about $1,500 worth of product, and you get about another $500 worth of event tickets, and you want to be a product of the products. Mm-hmm. You can't sell something if you don't take it. That's like me telling you how to do a squat, and I've never done a squat before in my life. It doesn't work. No. It's that simple, okay? So just understand this. Look at this versus that. Payroll, $30,000. None, right? Average monthly cost, $75,000. This can be zero, by the way, but we want you on the product, okay? Literally, you don't have to spend a penny if you don't want. You can just go get your 300 in customer volume and you're qualified to be paid all, 9 ways. This is real important right here because this is what you look for in a network marketing company, right? Now, that right there puts you on second base. We're pioneering write this down, we're pioneering a new paradigm in health called the activation of pathways, what's known as nutrigenomics. That is big time. How many protein shake companies are there out there? You know, how many coffee companies are there out there? How many what do you call it? The direct antioxidant companies. They're a dime a dozen, right? All right, highly recognized, right? We have peer-reviewed studies, we have patents. I mean, Wall Street, we're on the NASDAQ. This is probably the most important. Jill's going to touch on this. Is our model, our business model, or how we get paid. We have one of the top, literally, the top compensation plans in the industry, right? We get paid the most out of everybody. And most important, it's a legacy company, which is really cool, okay? So how we get started, you can become a customer or you can become a consultant. If you want to pay the most amount for products, retail. I don't know about you, but I don't like retail. So if I was not going to become a customer, or a consultant, I would definitely save money and have a subscription, just like everything else in life, right? Okay, you save 10%. And then what happens is you start racking up rewards. And then before you know it, the company's going to throw you a bone. They're going to give you some new product for you to try for free. It's pretty cool. Or some swag or whatever. You can become a consultant and take advantage of this massive, massive opportunity. Okay? Costs $50 a year to renew. That's it. So it's cheaper than Costco, right? You're saving 20% versus the retail price. Commissions, there's travel, all kinds of perks. There's the business website that's included.
And the app. Don't forget about the app.
The app? Yeah, the app. Absolutely. Evolve is our compensation plan. It's broken into 3 different sections. You have share, you have build and grow, and you have lead, be a leader. So these are the different ways of being paid. I'll go into a couple of those today if I have a chance. Last night I covered a couple, and I'll do that right now. This is what's called a personal sales bonus. So when you sell a bottle of Protandim, right? The company's going to pay you 10%. And what happens is, as you start accumulating customers, when that accumulation adds up to 500, all those people that you have on this product you're getting 10% on, you're going to get a raise. Get a 5% raise. Now you're making 15% on every single bottle. Now when that accumulation adds up to 1,000, now you're going to get another 5%. So all those people you're making 15% on, they bump you up to 20%. Okay? Happens again and again. Okay? So there's gemstones attached to this. So you get like a really cool gemstone. You have onyx, you have emerald, you have sapphire, and everybody wants to be a diamond, right? Because you're making the most amount of money on that particular bonus. And there's some people that you talk to that for whatever reason they have a sour taste in their mouth on network marketing, like I did for 30 freaking years, right? They don't have, what's so cool about our compensation plan, they can take the left route. They don't need to take the build, leadership route. They can just, if they own a massage, business, and they want to add value to their business. I mean, when you get a massage, what's happening inside the body? They're reducing inflammation. Remember I said there's survival genes, antioxidant enzymes, antifibrotic, and anti-inflammatory. This reduces inflammation. It's a perfect segue to their business on what they do. It's an added value. They're going to increase cash flow, and they're going to be on the cutting edge of technology when all the other massage therapists are on the trailing edge. All right, selling their potions and lotions and stuff, right? What, baby? Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. Everybody, Jill and I have a plan, and we'd love to work with this team and our team to help everyone get to what's called EC1. That's the first position as an elite consultant with this business. It's really simple to do, but people get stuck on other things. It's 80,000 in volume. So just remember this business is not about you. So you can have 8 people on your team that you want to travel with, that you want to have fun with, that you want to make money with. And we're going to teach those 8 people how to have 10,000 in volume. What's 8 times 10?
80.
Now, you're making money on worldwide revenues. Now that's when your life starts to change. Now you start thinking about, you know what? I'm getting ready to fire my boss. Okay? So as you move up the totem pole in ranks, you receive more shares. It's that simple. So I'm here from Florida. This is not my group. I have Dana Marie in my group. But the majority, if not all of you, are in Carrie's group, Maria's group, right? Maurice's group. Who else? Brimhall's, and who else? There, Nettles. I mean, you have a lot of leaders in this area. But if Jill and I can help grow this business, we're getting paid. So when you guys buy your product, Davy Wavy and Jilly Bean get a little bit. So why do you think we're such good friends? Hey, good buddy old pal, right? You know? And when we bring Marisa, we bring Carrie to Jacksonville, you know, same thing. So what that does, it adds a culture to this company that's unlike, you might think you know what it is, you don't know what it is. Okay? I don't have the articulation and the words in this brain to be able to tell you how just absolutely so thankful to be a part of this company. The end result is you want to get here, Executive Consultant 1. That's goal number 1, okay? So we're going to show you ways of how to get there, all right, in 5 minutes, Jill.
That's good.
Okay?
You just got to catch a plane. So
yeah,
I
know. We have to
I
get
have
out
about
of here.
5 hours of
Yeah.
training that I got to
Okay.
get done in an hour.
So in addition to the ways of getting paid, you can earn a Jeep. The company gives you a title to it. It's not a lease. You earn all kinds of goodies along the way to that EC1 and above, by the way. And there's absolutely incredible incentive trips. There's several different ways to get started. I mean, you can get started as low as $224, dollars on this particular pack. But you know what happens? You might be talking to your boss, and your boss might have more money than you. But because of human psychology, and I can't put my finger on it, and your boss says, well, how did you come into the business? Oh, I got this, what's called a healthy glow stack. Well, that's the one I want. Without even researching or doing anything. And you can't change their freaking mind. So there's very little value when it comes to, what we call points, volume that are associated with it versus that, right? And to get started in the United States of America, your own business you have business in 26 countries, if you really think about it, access to 4 billion people. You want to grow your business exponentially faster. So this is what I tell everybody. They know I'm at the top of the company. I'll say this to Mia. Mia, do you want to crawl to the top of the company?
No.
Get that. Do you want to walk to the top of the company? Get that. Do you want to sprint to the top of the company? Get that. We all want to sprint, right? And this is the reason why you get it. Because now you can try all the products, and some of you that might not want to use any of those, just go sell it to your friends at retail that don't want to get on a subscription and sock it to them. That's what I tell them. All right? And then look at this, $484 savings. So you're buying $1,000 worth of product, you get $1,500. And then you get 2 event tickets. In October, we have our convention, it costs more than it does for an academy. So what's that? You said $600?
$269 each, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, huge. It's an absolute no-brainer. And that's exactly what you tell your friends, right? And say, listen, 5 months from now, you're going to come back to me and you're going to say, Gabe, why didn't you slap me? Because you're going to be so much further ahead than where they are, because it's duplication. It's duplication. You grow your business faster, right? So that's the only pack that I hit Pro 5 my first month in the business, which is MC2. I did 20,000 in volume in 30 days. And every single one of the people that we got involved in the business came in on this pack. That's how I shot up. You get 750 in volume versus 250. You want to sell 2.5 people to get that 750? You want to sell 1. And people that understand business, to own your own business with no overhead for a one-time investment of $1,000 is absolutely, I laughed at it. I go, there's no way. I mean, there's no way it's only $1,000 to get started, okay? And then what you do is you follow that up with a stack on what you want to get accomplished from a health perspective. So what I tell people is you have the customer price, you have the consultant price, right? So think about this. Just do the math. How long did I tell you I was on this product? 17 years. What do you think the difference of this times 17 years, or 12 times 10 is 120 months, like 180 months of saving that much money? You think that paid for that $1,000 stack 2 or 3 times over? You're going to save money too. Even if somebody doesn't want to, even have anything to do with this business, have them come in as consulting, because now you get the product for a lot less. 20% versus retail. It adds up, folks. Okay, and what you have to understand, and we're going to cover this, is the difference between linear income, right, and leveraged income. I was a trainer. Right? If I trained me in the gym this morning, I am now unemployed until I train somebody else. How's that working out for you? 30 years in the business, the word retirement was not even on the horizon. I was the top trainer in this city in Jacksonville for decades. Retirement was how many trainers we ended up getting? 18 trainers. I mean, payroll was killing us, right? I was able to walk away from that 30-year career in 22 months because of leveraged. That's like, I trained Mia this morning.
I wish.
And then next month, I get paid. I'm not training her no more. The month after that, I get paid. I'm not training her anymore. That makes sense? It might be small when it starts out, but fast forward and it grows exponentially. Okay, so you have to understand. That's why I have this up here. It's either Rockefeller or it's either J. Paul Getty. That's Rockefeller. What's the Chat GPT?
I know, it shows both.
Yeah, that's what I say. You can say both. So I like J. Paul Getty because I'm used to saying that name. So I would rather earn 1% off the efforts of 100 men versus 100% of my own. That's our compensation plan. Understand the significance of that. It is absolutely massive, okay? So this is our income disclosure statement. This is another reason why I love being publicly traded, because every one of these monthly commissions is down to the penny, because it has to pass muster through the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Security Exchange Commission. There's no embellishing here like private companies do. They BS you to death, right? You know what that does, by the way? That attracts more people that have higher levels of integrity when you're publicly traded, because there's no embellishing going on. It's really interesting what I've seen over the years. So everyone's goal is to get down to the bottom. You want to become a presidential. You want to be doing $1 million a month in revenue. I mean, the average monthly is $127. What Jill and I needed, we needed $2,200 a month to keep our kids in private school. I'm going to close with this. It's the reason why we got started. Okay, it wasn't about the science. I told you after 6 months, the economy is going to be better. I'm back in the gym. I just couldn't see myself doing anything else, right? So what I wanted, because I'm just visual, who is one of my mentors now, I said, listen, I need $2,200 a month. I need reverse engineering. All right, so he goes, Gabe, you need to be a managing consultant too. And I said, well, teach me what I got to do to become a managing consultant too. And if you look on the income disclosure statement, the average is 14 months. I did it in 1 month. And I said this last night, there's enough talent in this room for several of you all to be able to do that in half a month. It's all about rate of exposures. How many people you want to talk to? And Jill's going to get into that today. So the income disclosure statement becomes jaw-dropping when you start to see the amount of money that's being made in this company with people that are just like you and I. Okay? It's insane. Okay? And what you never want to do is you never want to dig your well before you need water. Right? We didn't do that. I've been in the gym business my whole life, and I thought, I'm set. All these companies want me to do their business, and all of a sudden, 1 by 1, 3 in 1 month, says, hey, listen, we love you, but see the 150 employees right there? We're trimming fat. Wellness is always number one. Okay, I don't care who you are, right? So you want to have 2, 3, 4 different streams of income, right? So this will be a side hustle for all of you right now, and if you listen to what she has to say now, it will become a primary source of income. I never thought in a million years I'd ever leave the fitness business. I was in that business since 1979, all right? That's all I knew, okay? So I'm gonna bring Jill up now, and then for the guests in the room, just thank the person that invited you, all right? Because there's a lot behind that, all right? It's not greed. It's not, hanging on to your jugular vein. They love and care for you, and they want you to understand what's available, whether it's from a physiological standpoint or a financial standpoint, okay?